in boxing. Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And Shawn Porter did an interview with Ben Thompson. He had just got done sparring, I think, top-ranked fighter Quintavious Cash. And he talked about, actually, he spoke to Bud, and obviously he picked Bud to beat Errol Spence once again. And he explained how his pick wasn't biased, but and how he seen holes in Errol Spence. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And Terence Crawford and him had a conversation, and Crawford told him that he going down another road. And Shawn said he going down another road. Now, it's been told to me, and I've been hearing this, that Shawn is going to take a tune-up, all right? PBC wanted to do the Thurman fight. I'm a guess that Thurman didn't want to do that fight, but you can catch Thurman back on a PBC Fox sometime this summer. I'm not sure who it's going to be versus. It won't be a top fighter from what I understand. But I heard they may release the schedule tomorrow. That's what they were saying, so I don't know. PBC, you never know. They might release the schedule, but I heard it's supposed to be some surprises on that schedule. Tony Harrison, possibly Caleb Plant, Truex, Thurman. There's a few guys that could be on that slate. So, I mean, who knows? PBC is always changing, right? But he said they talking. Crawford going down another road. He said he going down another road. He said basically down the road they may see each other. But right now Crawford is going down another avenue. And I think that avenue is going to be Kell Brook. All right? That's just a hunch. I heard that him and Kell Brook is still negotiating. We thought, because Porter was ranked number 4, I think, in the WBO, that he possibly could take on Bud. I think we all was crossing our fingers for that fight. But right now, he's basically saying, I think, in code, that they don't want to do it without fans. It ain't the money ain't there and the business not right. So, it is what it is. I mean, this is why you got Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones and Nate Robinson coming out here fighting one of them boys. I can't remember the dude's name. What's the dude? I can't remember them boys' name. One of them that fight on his own, YouTube dude. Jake or Jack Paul. I don't know these dudes' names. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, when the best don't fight the best in boxing, it's going to create another avenue. It's going to create another avenue for Floyd to keep talking about McGregor. It's going to create another avenue for Mike Tyson, you know, to talk about fighting Roy Jones, and Evander to talk about fighting somebody, and all these old-timers trying to come back. And this is what happens when you don't fight the best. So people was talking about how Floyd Mayweather was coming in still in the bag, and now there's some talks that Roy Jones and Mike Tyson could push Canelo and Callum Smith off that September date. But I don't know if, and I was talking to somebody behind on the DM, and I was like, I don't know if it was they already knew that Roy Jones and Mike Tyson was going to do a pay-per-view, and they was just going to move Canelo ahead of time. But I heard that Canelo may not, I heard a couple weeks ago that he was not probably going to fight on September 12th anyway. He was going to fight late September or in October. So, in his defense, and I'm not one to defend Canelo Alvarez, as we all know, but I'm just keeping it real. So, I've been heard that he wasn't going to fight on that day, and that Jaime might occupy that date with Torian Johnson. I heard that may go down as well, too. So, I mean, back on point, it don't make me no difference no more. I kind of got to wash my hands with the welterweight division, and I say weight as in weight. Like I said before, they said that, you know, don't expect Crawford and Spence to happen, and it's cool. I mean, we've seen a lot of great fights that never truly happened. I mean, Mayweather Morales, Mayweather Barrera, for whatever reasons, those didn't happen. Prisoner Azim, he got called out by Mayweather. Mayweather said he would have went down below 130 and fought him. I mean, we never got Juan Lopez versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. I mean, we can go on and on and on about the fights we never got. We never got Dmitry Pirog versus Golovkin. We never got Martinez versus Canelo. We got Chavez versus Canelo a little bit later. I mean, it's just a lot of fights that did not happen. We may not get Wilder and Joshua at all. We may not get Dillian White and Wilder. I think just the build-up of something that people actually wanted to see. So, boxing has always had fights that's mythical. Eubanks, Nigel Benn versus James Toney, that didn't happen. Roy Jones didn't fight those guys to go overseas, or they didn't come over and fight Roy Jones. Yeah, that's just boxing. Let's not act like we haven't seen this before. Even when the best was fighting the best on a more consistent level, on a more consistent base, we still had great fights that never happened. You know, Costa Tszyu and Floyd Mayweather is another one. So we, as, some of these dudes as historians try to make boxing seem like none of the negatives was in boxing before these came along. It was always been negatives in boxing. There's always been corruptions. There's always been peds. There's always been drug users and abusers in boxing. There's been drug cheats in boxing. All this has already been here. Boxing has been way more corrupt than what you're seeing now with scorecards and rehydration clauses and hot wire contracts and whatever the situation may be. At one point, the mob would pay dudes to take dives. That's why it's so hard to gauge some of the older fighters, in the beginning of boxing, how good Marciano was, how many people they paid that he fought to take a dive, whatever. So, boxing is way more cleaner than it was going into the early 1900s. And I think a lot of people that research and knows about it, they know it. So I'm not even angry no more. It's no point even to get angry about something that you already know was coming. Only thing boxing can do at this point is surprise. They can surprise me and give me the fights they want to see. And if they continue not to give us the fights we want to see, and you give them a pass for the pandemic, I think PBC schedule has been phenomenal. Just the Showtime schedule. Somebody said, well, you said only 7 fights was announced. It was going to be announced. They announced 9. And I'm like, well, we knew that Benavidez and Agleo and Gulo, whatever, and we knew about Foden and Angelo Leo. So, technically I still was right. So, and I heard the majority of these fights is going to be pay-per-view, and I got that from an unexpected fighter source. So, they said 22, so they named 9. So, Fox still got 12 more fights to name. So, or 13, I think, whatever the hell. I'm hella tired. So they still got 12 or 13 fights to name, and that's main event card. So we'll see what Fox got cooking. But with Shawn and Crawford, I don't think nobody loses no sleep. I think Shawn has proven that he'll fight anybody anytime. He fought. At this point, he done what he done. You chasing a rematch versus Earl or Keith. They all should be fighting each other at 54 at this point. That's what people, they don't look at when they talking about this Crawford debate versus PBC or whatever the situation may be. Crawford only been in the division for from small percentage compared to them. Shawn has been here for a long time. Earl has been here Earl has been here about 5 or 6 years in this division. Keith has been here quite some time for this division. They both moved down. So when you're talking about a debate, just politics and business wise, you know what I'm saying? Crawford's just got here. So, that's one thing people don't say, but I'm cool. I'm cool if they don't fight. I'm used to, boxing, basically just overlooking the black fighters in the black fight. So, we can't even be unified on pushing for this fight to happen. We got some people that's pushing for it and other people that's pushing against it. So, to be honest, like I said, Danny and Earl has been done. I'm not sure the exact date. But a Manny Pacquiao fight got to be involved in there too. I think he gonna fight Mikey, but nothing is a sure thing. So I think they trying to finalize a few of those fights so they can announce them all at once. So maybe they make an announcements tomorrow. Maybe they make them Saturday. Maybe they don't make them to Angelo Leo fight. I don't fucking know. But at this point, Shawn and Bud, it really wouldn't prove much in the fans' view. You know what I'm saying? Not right now, okay? Because if Crawford destroys Shawn, well, Shawn already lost to this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. If he struggled with Shawn, then he wasn't that good. But they're gonna ignore that Earl struggled with Shawn. So, you're not going to be able to use, you're not gonna be able to cross-examine fighters. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna know how good he do by fighting Shawn, because Shawn doesn't fight a similar style or have similar dimensions to Earl. You're not going to know how you can do from Keith. So, basically for Crawford is, I think his best move is to move up and fight the share, to be honest. But we'll see what he got cooking. But Shawn did say that he believed that he exposed some holes in Earl game. He was one step ahead of Earl Spence. He think Bud would beat him. He said people say he being biased because he cool with Bud. He said he told people that Pacquiao would beat Thurman. He said that, I can't remember who he was talking to. Maybe it was Earl or somebody else who picked Keith. I know Earl picked Keith. I think he was alluding to that. And he said that he told him that Pacquiao was going to win. And, Shawn was right. You know what I'm saying? I think Shawn picked, Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder. People got mad. So Shawn has got a great track record. or a solid track record. I ain't gonna say great as far as picking fights, but it is what it is. That's his opinion. There's some people that think Bud will win. There's some people that think Earl will win. But a lot of people that tell you which one is gonna win, I put these dudes on the hot seat and I invite them to come on. Can't nobody articulate to me. I get the same generic fucking casual fan. I don't even consider these dudes casuals. I'm just calling them fake hardcore fans, and it's the same thing. There's no knowledge. There's no fight plan. There's no game plan. It's just he bigger and stronger. And like Shawn said, Bud got more tools in the shed. And I don't think anybody can debate that. He faster. He more athletic. He comfortable at the weight. He can fight right or left, so he don't have a lefty advantage. You got a great jab. You know what I'm saying? He's a slick fighter. I mean, it's a lot of things to like about him, but, sometimes pressure and size and strength and chin and heart and endurance is enough to endure skill and pressure. I mean, look at Charlo. Charlo is the perfect example. Jermell, at one point, he was a phenomenal, skillful fighter. He was a skillful fighter, and then he got with Derrick James. And he let his will, his power, his strength, his speed, his stamina, his great genetics given from his parents and whoever he believed in, it's beating dudes. He may be losing rounds, but it's beating them. It's nothing different than Deontay Wilder. Sometimes in this generation of boxing is showing us that skills don't always pay the bills. Sometimes heart, endurance, pressure, tenacity, and just dog can win you a fight. But if the other dude that got skills and dog and stamina and punching power and all that other stuff, then skills pay the bills. But it's just Shawn Porter's opinion. I don't think it's salty about Shawn. I don't think Shawn is salty, but Shawn is a dude that you can respect. I will say that I respect Shawn because he fought everybody that he was asked to fight, from Broner to Julio Diaz to Kell Brook to Devin Alexander to Earl, Danny, and Keith. So he's done everything he was supposed to do. Now, he was talking a little bit about, he kind of got some mini classics in the book, and him and Thurman was probably the best welterweight fight that I can remember in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Him and, who else he done fought? Danny Garcia was out. Him and Earl was, I feel proud to pay my money for that fight. But, everybody always say, they repeat the negative things I say about PBC. When I say positive, that news doesn't travel. Y'all feel me? Bad news always travel better than good news. But the thing about it is, it doesn't bother me no more. Being on YouTube and running Facebook pages, boxing pages, going on 5 or 6 years now, it doesn't bother me. Every action doesn't deserve a reaction. It doesn't. I can articulate my point. I can break down the fight. And, I'm comfortable with that. Anybody want to challenge or debate me, we can set it up. And we could talk boxing. None of this A side, B side, carry the one shit, 1, 2, 3, knick-knack, paddywhack, Count Dracula shit. Just pure boxing. I'm open to talk anybody with pure boxing, but it's just not that many people with the intellect to talk boxing and just reference old face. A lot of dudes on here with a microphone in their face that don't even deserve. And it's a lot of dudes with a pen and with a typewriter, typewriter showing my age. Or they got a computer that write articles that, don't deserve to do that, man. So, I'm past, the petty debate and the petty going back and forth with people for what? I ain't got time. But with Shawn, he pick him. I mean, like I said, I heard don't expect that fight to happen. I'm cool. I'm going to go ahead and support Rory and Mike. Why not? I don't want to see Roy Jones get killed, but, I'm a supporter of Floyd Mayweather come back and fight McGregor. Why not? Because these dudes ain't satisfying, ain't filling up my belly. I got enough room in my belly is full, but I still got enough room for EJ. Just not today, not next year, not the year after next. When me and EJ is like Roy Jones at 50 and Mike Tyson at 54 years old, then I will fight EJ for the Intercontinental Senior Breakfast title of Holiday Inn Brunch at the Barclays Centers. But until then, my belly is full with oatmeal and bananas. It is full. All right. So appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let me know what you guys think. The interview is on Fight Hype. I'll put it in the description. you know, I shout out other channels, you know, and give they credit for their work and their interviews. That's seldomly done in this business, but hey, it is what it is. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. You want to make a donation, man, just hit the share video for your boy. Cash App, PayPal in the description. And just keep looking out for me, man, and keep sharing the videos. And y'all know, check my other channel out if you haven't, Motor City Sports Talk. Even if you don't like Detroit sports and news talk, just show me love and support me over there at Motor City Sports Talk. But keep sharing the videos. And go check out that Fight Hype interview I'll put in the description.